Hello people, Dr. Lew is here. Now we've prepared a series of videos that will come to you in a stepwise manner. And these videos concern the foods that we tell you not to eat and the reasons why you should not eat these foods. So we've chosen to break them down into videos that will help you understand them properly, and they're detailed videos about these foods. Wheat products, seed oils, sugar, whey protein and milk formulas, modern fruits, and all these foods that we always ask you not to consume, and the reasons why you should not consume these foods. Coming up. The number one on the list of foods that we ask you to stay sane or free from is wheat products. Now, why do we tell you to stay away from wheat products, even though we understand that wheat has been used for over a long period of time, and even in some countries, wheat is a staple food and is also considered an energy-giving food by most people? Put aside the addiction that comes with wheat. The number one effect of wheat to your health, and the negative effect for that matter, is gluten. Now, I want you to understand that gluten, when you ferment wheat, gluten can disappear because microorganisms that are in wheat, when you ferment it, they consume this gluten and therefore they reduce the amount of gluten in wheat. This can make it safe for your consumption. Gluten causes a perforation or a separation in the cells that line the walls of the gut. Now, once that happens, then any food substance or particles like proteins can seep in through those perforations and get into your lymphatic system or your blood system, and they start causing you problems. Also remember, in your gut you have bacteria, and this bacteria, on the surface of the bacteria's cell wall, we have things that are called lipopolysaccharides, the LPS. Now, these are comfortable being in the gut, but once you turn them into, or you channel them into the bloodstream, they start causing you systemic inflammation. We will have a video to explain lipopolysaccharides in general so that you just get a glimpse of what they do. Now, again, once these perforations lead to seeping in of these food substances like protein into the lymphatic system, you experience skin allergies. And that's why most of those skin allergies occur as a result of consumption of wheat products. And some of us will blame the protein, the eggs, you'll blame the meat. But in real sense, the real issue is in consumption of wheat products. Now, examples of these wheat products: bread, whether brown or white bread, pasta, spaghetti, okay? These are just examples. The chapati, whether brown or white chapati, these are wheat products. Do not consume them. Pastries like cakes, okay, those baked foods, do not consume them, because once you get exposure to this gluten, then you start getting all these issues. Again, remember, if you have a perforated gut or this leaky gut or this celiac disease that you experience different symptoms from diarrhea, from constipation, from abdominal pain, from discomfort and bloating, once you experience this, then you start knowing it's time to change your diet and it's time to drop those wheat products. But once you have these perforations and they're allowing inflow of substances from the gut into the lymphatic system, you have these health issues. Remember, again, the gut wall is supposed to be fixed so that you get to absorb nutrients in their adequate and appropriate forms, like vitamins, like proteins, like amino acids, like essential minerals like iron, zinc, and magnesium. All these are absorbed in the gut, and if you have a fixed gut, not a perforated gut. Now, the issue is here. Once you have this celiac or this leaky gut, then you'll not absorb iron. Now, this is the problem. Wheat products cause a deficiency in iron, in calcium, in zinc, and you all know that these are the minerals that are healthy and that are necessary for your health. So if in case you don't have zinc, then automatically you start having skin problems, you start having issues with your immunity, because zinc plays a very huge role. Again, if you don't have calcium, that means you'll experience weak bones, so those fractures will be imminent. You will have so much children going through rickets and bone deformities. osteomalacia, osteoarthritis. All these come as a result of deficiency of calcium. And if you don't have iron, you are wondering, why are my kidneys fixed? Why do I have any other organ fixed, but I still have anemia? Okay? And you're wondering where is this anemia coming from? There's no substantial cause, but you're consuming wheat products. Then it's high time you start realizing that you are going into iron deficiency, and therefore you are getting iron deficiency anemia. So you can imagine the side effects or the effects that come as a result of consumption of wheat. Even though we still think that wheat is sweet and healthy, we will talk about wheat addiction as we go on. But these are mineral deficiencies that come as a result of consumption of wheat. Is it really healthy to consume wheat as we think? Again, wheat comes with things that are called fermentable polyols. Okay? Fermentable polyols. Others are fermentable polysaccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides. These are carbohydrates that are difficult to digest. So what they do, they move all the way into your gut, into your small intestines, and they land in the large intestines. And there they are fermented and broken down by bacteria population in the large intestines. Now, once you do this fermentation, the results are definitely bloating because you're producing these gases. You're also producing an acidic environment in the colon, which is quite annoying. So you'll experience bloating, you'll experience passing gas all the time, and foul gas for that matter, abdominal pains, inflammatory bowel disease, and all this colitis, inflammation of the colon, and sometimes SIBO, because an overgrowth in these bacteria start coming back into your small intestines. These are just but signs and symptoms of excessive wheat product consumption. So if you avoid wheat, you can imagine already from your gut, you're fixing your gut, the gut wall. So you'll absorb nutrients in their appropriate amounts. You go down in the small intestine, you'll fix your SIBO. In the large intestine, you'll fix bloating, IBS, and all these diverticulous conditions. Okay? So those are just some of them. Then another one is definitely exophins. Now, in our body, we produce some hormones, types of hormones, and endogenous hormones called endorphins. And these are the ones that make you feel good after eating wheat products or even after having sex. So your body produces endorphins, and actually, endorphins are also supposed to mask pain. So internally, you mask pain using endorphins. Now, wheat product has things that are called exophins. To mean they are just endorphins, but they are produced externally. So you ingest them, and then they activate the same receptors, the mu receptors that endorphins activate. And once you do that, you start numbing pain, you start feeling good about yourself. Also, they induce production of the feel-good and pleasure hormone that is called dopamine. So you can imagine, once you eat wheat, you feel good, you feel perfect. And that's the reason why we get addicted to wheat products. And that's the reason why you will defend that wheat product. If somebody tells you to quit chapatis, to quit cakes, you will be angry at these people. Why? Because you think they are banning you from your addiction. Just the same way cigarette smokers do, the same way people who are addicted to hard drugs do. So wheat is a drug. You just don't know it. Okay? Now again, wheat products are, apart from them just having this gluten, these exophins, and these fermentable polyols, they also are simple carbohydrates. And most of you do not consume wheat as whole. You consume wheat as processed, meaning it has preservatives, meaning it has all these chemicals that are used to process, and meaning some active component of whole wheat is taken out to get this product to you as fresh and addictive as possible. That is the secret of the food industry. They know if they put in fiber, then you will lead a healthy life. So you can never get that addiction through whole foods. So they make it processed, and then present it to you through marketing. And that's why you buy wheat flour. You don't go and grind wheat to get the flour. Eat foods in whole. However, I'm not saying you go ahead and consume that wheat. If you want to be healthy, you should limit or just stay away from wheat products completely. And also remember that wheat problems are not universal. So not everybody will experience this. Some people will have non-celiac disease, which is just a celiac disease, but it's still developing. So you don't have the symptoms, just like established celiac disease. So when you tell somebody chapati is dangerous to you, they'll tell you, me, I eat chapati, but I never get problems. Now you start wondering, did I tell them the right thing? Yes, you did, because they are into a state of non-celiac disease. It's just disaster waiting to happen. So not everybody will experience these symptoms instantly, but with time, you'll get the mineral deficiencies, you'll get the bloating, and you'll never associate it with wheat because you'll always defend your addiction. The last part about wheat is a carbohydrate, and therefore it's a simple carbohydrate. It will cause you insulin spikes in the blood. Once you eat chapati, once you eat those cakes, they cause a spike in insulin in your blood. And definitely at the end of this process, after a long period of time, that insulin spike will lead you to insulin resistance. Now, once you get to the insulin resistance, we all know the effects that will come as a result of insulin resistance. One being cravings, because once you eat wheat, you get insulin spikes. When it goes down, sugar goes down, then you crave again for more wheat. You will consume it. So that's why chapati is highly addictive, and mandazi and bread. Again, insulin resistance will lead you to the metabolic syndrome, hypertension, diabetes, high triglycerides, high LDL, low HDL. And again, insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia is an issue in inflammation, systemic inflammation. So heart disease, kidney problem, a fatty liver, all these are associated to wheat products. Now, you know, we are not only focusing on the wheat product to demean it. We are saying most of you eat wheat products, and again, you eat all others that we'll mention in consecutive videos. So it's high time that if you're eating these foods, you stop them.